only, whether there is a minister who is now responsible in the House. I'm looking over here to the Leader of the House as to whether, as far as questioning is concerned, whether it reverts to Mr Brownlee or whether Ms Collins continues to hold any responsibility for it.
Well, if the Honourable Leader of the House wishes to respond, this is not strictly a matter of order, but if the member can assist.
No, but it may be helpful. In the general scheme of things, just quite apart from this issue, there's been a new delegation for ministers and associates, or associate ministers, I should say, tabled in the House today. On this issue, quite clearly, matters relating to this particular appointment would continue to be the responsibility of the minister concerned, regardless of the moving on situation that may or may not arise in the future.
I thank honourable members. Point of order, Dr Russell Norman.
Mr Speaker, just very briefly, sorry to delay you. On this point, I think we've made the distinction between judicial conduct and executive conduct. And you've accepted the point that we can question them on executive conduct, right? And I totally accept what you're saying. Urgent debates are also about matters that the executive can be questioned about. So we have one way of going at the executive around questions in the House, but the other way is the urgent debate. So an urgent debate around executive conduct related to this issue seems to me entirely within order, and the decision that was made actually was one that was made of recent occurrence. So that particular part of this issue, I think, I'd ask you to look at that part again, separate from the judicial conduct issue.
I hear what the honourable member is saying, and I appreciate that point. Of course, that can be very effectively addressed through questions. One of the most effective ways to hold the executive to account. Obviously, any application for an urgent debate, I have to consider on its merits. But I appreciate the member's consideration of this issue. I personally found it quite difficult, and I sought quite a lot of advice on it prior to ruling on this matter. And not being a lawyer myself, I wanted to make sure I did not overstep the mark here. But I think members have raised important issues that can be reflected on further, I think, in readiness for should any event like this ever arise again. I call on Government Order of the Day numbers 1 and 2.